and welcome to FO Talks with me, Claire Whitaker. FO Talks is brought to you by Fair Observer, a platform for citizen journalism, and we're delighted to be joined today by Indian royalty. His Royal Highness Dr. Lakshyaraj Singh Mewar is the owner of the famous Lake Palace in Udaipur. He's a philanthropist, he's into youth empowerment, I believe, and a global ambassador for Indian culture. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
First, let's just ask the question about being Indian royalty in an age of obviously a democratic republic. How does that work? How do you maintain your relevance?
Well, first and foremost, nobody chose to be born anywhere, be it India or be it on any part or any part of the world. It is something that destiny chooses for you. It is something that nature does for you very, very beautifully. What I have learned and experienced is the fact that everything, or mostly everything that you have loved, are things that you haven't chosen. Be it your name, be it your culture, be it your country, be it your parents, be it the house that you've been born into. So when we can love something exceptionally, passionately and deeply that we haven't chosen, then we can certainly love things that we haven't chosen as well. So as far as relevance is concerned, I think my family has been on this planet roughly for about 1500 years. So I think there's a very solid and a strong foundation in terms of what has happened in the past. The idea is to keep that thought process alive even today. I think even the 21st century, some of the things that you mentioned very kindly in your introduction as well, is to be able to help people. And I think that is something that the world will always need. So, and that is something that what my ancestors have been doing, and in our world today through our foundations, through our trusts, that is something that we even keep relevant even today.
Is there in modern India a reverence, let's say, for royalty still today?
I think there is a lot of love and affection both ways. It's not something that is just one way. Look at it here in the UK as well. There is so much love, respect and care, and that we see both ways taking place. So definitely, I think it brings people closer. There is a lot of attachment, and I will say it again, and there is a lot of sense of respect.
Does that in any way undermine India's commitment to egalitarian values?
How do you think helping and supporting something which is of the same cause, same thought process, same approach of helping people would in any shape or form come in the way?
Well, since in a way it's reinforcing a feudal society.
By helping someone.
Just tell us a bit about the ways you help people.
Fortunately, I'm very happy to share the fact that I'm one of those people who've got 9 Guinness World Book of Records in the field of philanthropy. So that also answers, I think, part of your earlier question as well, is maybe for the largest donation of clothes, being it the largest supply of educational stationery, be it for greenery, be it for during COVID times. Our foundation, the Maharana of Mewar Charitable Foundation, works very strongly with girl child education, works very strongly with war widows, art, culture, buildings, keeping jobs going where people are not passionate in certain segments of, may not be wanting to work in certain segments anymore, keeping that inspirational and aspirational value alive and taking those thought processes forward.
No, it was interesting all the different projects that you seem to be involved with, an awful lot of different things, like you mentioned the girls' school, youth empowerment, but also looking after historical traditions and monuments. And I understand that some of your artwork has recently been on display in New York at the Smithsonian. What's the thing that really you feel most passionately about out of all of that?
I think education is something that I never thought is something that I'll be ever interested in. So I'm quite surprised to be involved heavily in education. We run 2 schools under the banner of our foundation of Maharana Mewar Charitable Foundation. We running 2 schools very successfully. They were started by my grandfather. My father decided to build on it further, extend certain schools, and today we are taking that thought process forward. Books and me never got along. We were just running in 2 different directions always. But recently I completed my master's as well, and I'm currently pursuing my PhD as well. So which is lovely. So you're self-educating yourself, and I think if societies, countries, and world needs to move forward, the only way that can actually happen is through the means of education. So I think if you have a better system, better understanding and educating people, and not just in the academic manner as far as books are concerned, but in the worldly way, I think societies and countries will largely be more at peace.
So I understand your PhD is actually about students and how they deal with the stress at school, or
right.
I don't know if it's at university as well.
Predominantly in their early ages.
Do you feel that's a particular problem that they face in India?
I think across the globe. What my research has taught me so far is not only something which is country-centric, it's something that is very much a global issue, and it's a children issue across the globe. Even when you go around for a walk in the park, and the amount of children that you see, instead of playing football or playing a sport or running around, they're predominantly sitting on their phones. So, and that's something that we all have noticed. It's not just something in isolation happening in a country or a city, something that is happening with children across the board. So those are conscious calls that people have to take, and conscious questions that people and parents need to ask themselves.
Just so I understand, the relevance also of your role as a member of this ancient royal family, are you able to have this hotline with, for example, the government to influence policy and to put your ideas forward?
Constantly. We do that on all sorts of platforms. So be it schools, be it parents, be it government. Yes, and everything is required on, all of this is required on all of these levels and all of these platforms. You can't just say it to one person and just say that you've said it to the government and your job's done. It doesn't work that way. You got to not have participation, but you got to have involvement. You're not there to sit and tick boxes off. You're there to actually make the change on the ground.
Do you feel that you've got a particular moral duty, bearing in mind the sort of historical privilege that you were born into?
I think everybody's got that moral responsibility, and I think some take it more seriously than others, and you only wished and prayed that all of them take it very seriously and are very committed towards it.
Do you feel that you, you feel duty bound though to do these works, or do you feel it's something that you as an individual are passionate about?
No, I think to be a good citizen for what so much that your country has given you, your parents have given you, your culture has given you, I think you owe it back just as much. And that is something that you need to ignite within yourself.
Okay. Obviously, you are the owner of an incredibly stunning and famous Palace Hotel, the Lake Palace, which I would love to visit one day. But it is a symbol of opulence, isn't it? How do you manage to hold that as in balance, if you like, with the philanthropic work that you do?
I think hotels are one great way of being able to generate employment, and I think governments across the world, or countries across the world, some of the countries are surviving just on tourism. So to be able to look at it unnecessarily with a very petty mindset of opulence, I think is sad in a lot of ways. But I feel, and what we talk about that particular hotel, I'm very happy to share the fact that it was just nominated as the #1 hotel in the one of its kind category this year. And when a hotel of that nature makes it globally, the amount of attraction that it puts out there and brings the inflow of people into that city, it's actually contributing to every layer and every strata of society, which is something which is exceptionally conveniently missed out. And look at the amount of people that have been given employment directly and indirectly because of that particular hotel. Anything happens in that part of the world, it makes news in your country. Even the levels of the lake go up. Fortunately, they are all full at this point in time, which we are very, very happy about. But if the levels of the lake go up and down, it's headline news in your country.
Well, I understand you use elephants when the lake water goes down. Is that right?
It was only happened once in my.
Just once, okay.
Yes, so it's not a regular occurrence at all, and thank God for it, and touch wood. But when that did happen, you read the headlines in your country here, So obviously, so there is a domino effect of that nature. So we are very careful about all the negative side of things. But on an everyday basis, on a regular basis, the amount of people that are getting helped through a particular industry, which is just phenomenal. And I think that is what we need to concentrate. Because of that hotel today, Udaipur decided to come on the world map, and which journey was started again by my grandfather, and my father really took that forward in the last 40 years. And today, Udaipur and Lake Palace are synonymous to one another. And in the old city, directly or indirectly, every household is related or attached to the tourism business.
Do you think that the entrepreneurial spirit in India is burgeoning, is growing?
Oh, definitely. We are the
That's
youngest.
changing.
We are the youngest country today in the world in terms of age. Over 50 or 60% of the world, the country's population is below 30, 35, which is absolutely fantastic. And there is obviously a lot of ideas. There is a lot of creativity. There is a lot of zeal and enthusiasm to work, and there is that conviction. So which is fantastic.
Do you feel positive about the next generation and their opportunities in the kind of AI world that we currently live in?
I think every generation is concerned about the next, and I think all of them so far have done brilliantly well. So there is no reason to doubt. I think the idea is not to just go through life, but the idea is to grow through life, and I think this is what growth is about.
Okay, that's a lovely sentiment to end on, so I think we'll end it there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Thank you.
Just a quick plug for Fair Observer before we go. Fair Observer is a platform for citizen journalism with around 2,000 writers from over 90 different countries. So we'd love you to subscribe to our channel, to sign up for our emails, and also to write for us if you feel so moved. So please do join the conversation. Join the conversation at Fair Observer and subscribe to our YouTube channel.